Hey, this is Todd McFarlane, creator of Spawn, and you're listening to Gabe Infinity Watch. Keep it up.
Everybody, welcome back to another video here on Gabe Infinity Watch. I'm here, everybody. Hi. So, I guess if you saw my last video about my recent haul, or like the last haul for 2017, I mentioned I was going to do a showcase or a spotlight video of the Silver Surfer Omnibus that I picked up recently. So that's what this video is going to be. Let's take a look at this awesome, great, hard to find Marvel Omnibus. So let's take a look here. So here, this is the Alex Ross cover. The original DM variant, or the original comic cover for this, was the cover for Silver Surfer #1 by John Buscema. But this is the one I got. I love it. I think it's a great book. We'll do the turnaround like we usually always do on these videos. So here is the back cover, where you can see that it collects Silver Surfer 1 through 18, Fantastic Four Annual 5, and Not Brand Ek number 13. Now, Fantastic Four Annual 5 and Not Brand Ek is not pictured here on the back, but either way, you still get 1 through 18. And this is just a monumental series back in 1967, I want to say, is when this series launched, written by Stan Lee with art by John Buscema. So you get wonderful issues like issue 1, which is the origin of Silver Surfer. Issue 3 is the first Mephisto. Issue 4 is just that classic iconic cover of Surfer and Thor right there on the Rainbow Bridge. And other just really fun, just great story-driven comics from here. There's not many more key issues, but those 3 are the big keys in this series. Not a, super big, thick, crazy book or anything like that, but nonetheless, a great book to have. As I was saying, it's a very hard book to find these days. This is well out of print. Wait, this is not Alex Ross. I'm totally lying. Is this? Oh man, I don't even know. I thought this was Alex Ross the whole time. Is it Isaac Ribic? It's got to be Isaac Ribic. If it's not Alex Ross, it's Isaac Ribic. Either way, I'm going to have to find that out because I don't want to sound like a complete ass more than I normally do on these videos. But either way, so let's take a look at underneath the dust jacket even. And again, we'll just do the turnaround. This is before Marvel was doing the printed hardcover wraparound covers that I really like. But this Silver Surfer Omnibus underneath is really cool as well. Nothing on the back. It's just kind of blah. But with it being Silver Surfer, I do like how they went with that motif and did the silver lettering on the spine and the silver lettering on the front cover as well. I wish it would have been a wraparound cover, but they weren't doing that at the time. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at the inside contents and look at some of this great art in here as well. All right, so we're back. Let's take a look and let's see the insides of this. So here's the table of contents page, Silver Surfer Omnibus Volume 1. I really wish, one of my dream omnibuses, that they did more Silver Surfer stuff. Like the Steve Englehart, Roger Marshall stuff. Of course, like the Ron Lim, Jim Starlin stuff that led up into Infinity Gauntlet. I would love for the rest of Silver Surfer's books, just all of the books in general, to one day get into like a hardcover omnibus kind of thing. Collects 1 through 18. Annual 5, not Brand X13 by Stanley and John Buscema. All the information about the inks. Joe Sinnott, Sal Buscema did some inks. That's really interesting and cool. Even Herb Trimpe did some inks. Lettering. Okay, so it is it's like Ribic that did the variant cover. Just really cool. Here's, you know, this is some good stuff in here to take a look at as well. Table of contents of all the issues. This is just an iconic, just wonderful Silver Surfer image there. And just kind of just keep rolling through. Nice little write-up about the Silver Surfer from Stan Lee himself back in 1990. And here we start. We could just burn through this real quick. I mean, we don't need to really stop and say a whole lot, but we will, of course, mention and look at some of this beautiful artwork by John. Some iconic, like this is just one of the most iconic images you're going to find is in this omnibus. I mean, you got this one, you got this great one here. And this is the first issue. This is the origin being told of Silver Surfer, of his time on Zen Law, and when he was Norrin Radd still. And I mean, you get some of the great fights he had with the Hulk and Doctor Doom taking his cosmic powers away. So wonderful, wonderful. This first issue was an oversized issue. So it's really just tons of great information. Just this is some beautiful art. I mean, this is all recolored. The paper is pretty thick, it feels like, and you can't really see through it. It is glossy. No, not too bad glossy, actually. Maybe it's matte. I can't really tell at this point. Just, here's it. Silver Surfer being reborn, or Norrin Radd being reborn as Silver Surfer. Issue 2. I think this is the first appearance of the Badoon, if I'm right. And one thing, I'm going to try and flip through it so we can find it. I think it should be coming up right here. Nope. Here's issue 3 with the first Mephisto. What I wanted to point out in here, and hopefully we'll get to it soon, is they did reprint, it looks like, and I initially flipped through this book, that they did reprint the letters pages from these issues, which is really cool. Yeah, so here we go, here at the end of issue 3. Who speaks for the Surfer? So here's the original letter pages. Which is it's just great. I just love, because that's such a thing that we're missing in comics today, is this communication back and forth in the actual book themselves. Of course, you can always tweet or message, you know, your favorite creators today in the world of social media, but you don't get much in the form of the marketing, the inside look at the bullpen, and things like that Stan used to do in these letters pages. Just a great, just Surfer and Loki fight here in issue 4. I'm trying to get this through towards the middle a little bit more. Skip over some things. The Stranger. All right, so this is the first appearance of Stranger in here. So I want to get in the middle a little bit more. Here's some more of those awesome letter pages, just to kind of get an idea of the binding on this book. It seems a little tight. Like maybe it needs to be loosened more. But there isn't, for such a small omnibus, you're not really getting much of an eye hole here. Not much at all. I mean, this might need to be loosened up a little bit more. But because it's not exactly staying down on its own. We're about halfway in the middle here. So the binding's a little tight, but this is an omnibus from 2007. So this is really before they got into, you know, the whole mechanics and the engineering of these omnibus and the bindings on them. But this is such a great story. I mean, just artwork in here, just really just some triumphant stuff in here that just shows how incredible John Buscema was in his heyday.